As BTS becomes bigger and bigger, it is only expected for them to receive endless amounts of love from armies around the world. But of course, it is also natural for them to receive the exact amount of hate from people who don't like them. Being an idol has its perks, as well as disadvantages, and we all know that being in the spotlight is not always all fun, because most of the time, idols as public figures are very much vulnerable to rude comments and mean statements from almost everyone who has access to the internet today. The boys of BTS are no different. In fact, the boys had revealed quite a lot of times that they continue to receive hate despite how far they already achieved. Not to mention the ridiculous amount of negativity they were subjected to just because they were not everyone's typical idol group. Leader RM had it worse, and armies know that the leader doesn't deserve any of it because of how hardworking and loving he is as a hyung to the boys, as well as an idol to his fans. But just like what they say, you can never please everyone. RM, on the other hand, understands that giving too much attention to these rude people will only waste his time. But of course, there will be a time the jar becomes full, and the leader has no other choice but to clap back. Well, in RM's case, reacting to haters had never been this classy and satisfying. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Since BTS debuted way back 2013, getting hate comments and anti-fans is nothing rare. Okay, you'll definitely say that every idol group has their own set of critics, and that is true. But the people who BTS had are in a different level of rude. Of course, there's no doubt that this will eventually take a toll on the boys, especially on their mental health, because let's be honest, who can endure so much hate from people they don't even know personally? Can you believe the leader had doubted that he and boys would never succeed because of the amount of hate they were receiving since day one? When BTS was starting as a group, RM appeared on an episode of 4 Things Show, where he read some hate comments. The haters made comments on how RM didn't look like an idol. This was very common back then, and netizens were always find a way to comment on idols' visuals, as if there was a certain standard for that, which, as a matter of fact, there was none. Anyways, haters claimed that BTS's members were, quote, not idol material because they're so ugly. And RM is usually on the receiving end of all of this. During the same episode of the show, RM read a comment saying that BTS's songs were terrible, which was an obvious low blow to the idol. Under so much hate, one can just imagine how stressful it might be, and it would be no surprise that sooner or later, idols like BTS's leader will break down or snap back. Well, RM did confess that the comments can affect him. In that 2015 interview with Tonga Ilbo, RM admitted that in the early years of his idol career, he was reading and taking to heart every single hate comment he came across. He also sadly elaborated further that comments from people he doesn't even personally know influences his emotions so greatly, saying, quote, "It takes 5 seconds for someone with a passing feeling of animosity towards me to type a hate comment. But I read that comment and mull it over for 5 hours, 5 days." But that was before, because luckily, as BTS became the big stars that they are, the leader was also able to toughen his resolve and even developed so much love and appreciation for himself. Remember when I mentioned how haters would make rude and malicious comments about his looks? Well, RM doesn't care. In fact, the leader responded by becoming such an advocate of self-love. This is the very reason why the K-pop group was able to take part with UNICEF's Love Myself campaign, where they call younger generations to spread kindness. In a video released by the boys, they talked about how their Love Myself campaign is all about encouraging young people to find love from within themselves and spread that love to others. In the powerful speech he delivered during the groundbreaking of another BTS partnership with UNICEF, the leader talked about how he used to be so concerned about what other people think of him that he ended up accommodating the molds they have instead. Gradually, though, he mentioned how he decided to speak for himself and encouraged others to do the same by saying this: "Like most people, I've made many and plenty of mistakes in my life. I have many faults and I have many more fears, but I'm gonna embrace myself as hard as I can, and I'm starting to love myself gradually, just little by little. What is your name? Speak yourself." I'm actually still having goosebumps even after how many times I've replayed the video, and I bet you guys are feeling overwhelmed by how eloquent his response to what haters had been calling him through the years. Moving on, this was not the last time he responded with so much class. During their historical Grammy nomination and performance, haters were still at it, but Namjoon was not having any of their bad vibes because he and the boys were having so much fun to focus on their negativity, so he called them off as classy as he can. During an interaction with Entertainment Tonight, when they were asked to respond to trolls who hate on BTS, RM gave a very classy and equally sassy answer. Even now, my ears are really itching because somebody's hating right now, on Twitter or anywhere. We have our fans and they purple us, and with that, we can get over anything. Well, that's definitely king behavior for me. Okay, let's go down to one of the most powerful response he gave when haters commented on BTS's music. Surprisingly though, this is one of the shortest among the other things he said, because I believe ARMYs will agree that this is the biggest clapback to anti. Going back to the episode he appeared in for Mnet's 4 Things show, RM read a comment saying bad things about BTS's music and how their songs and lyrics weren't even that hip-hop. RM just smiled back then, but you can see how he didn't like what he just read. ARMYs know how good RM is with his words and expected the leader to have a very long and detailed response, but what he said shocked and amazed fans, even better than a long speech they were waiting for. "I will prove you all wrong." If that didn't send a shiver, then you need to get yourself checked. Fast forward today, RM together with BTS really prove all the haters wrong, as they achieved everything they told them they can't achieve, and even became a bigger artist than what they can imagine. With countless records broken to millions of album songs and billions of views on YouTube, the leader is too occupied with success to even care. Just like what his rap on BTS Cypher 4 says, "I like hate comments more than no comments. I don't know you, but you know my name. I love myself." And when the hate keeps coming, well, then RM has one solution for that. Just mic drop on these situations. I bet the boys in RM are more focused on the good things as they continue to achieve much greater heights, but this only shows how great a person RM is, as he takes the hate he is receiving and turns it into reasons to learn and love himself. Not to mention how he inspires others to do the same, and with that, I can say ARMYs truly stand the right person. Which response from RM did you find the best? Comment down below and make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Also, click the notification button so you won't miss an update from us. See you next time. Bye!